those chemicals actually do get into the water. And that was like one of the famous like Alex Jones freakouts where he's like, I don't like them putting chemicals in the water that turn the friggin' frogs gay.
Turn the friggin' frogs gay. Serious crap.
All right, guys, welcome back to Red Top Report. You already know who I am. It's Joe Enders. We got more reactions coming from you. Ronan Torrance has them for me to watch. You already know what's up. Let's make it happen.
All right, let's check out this craziness, Joe.
People need to stop demonizing men for being open-minded. I let my wife sleep with other men, not because I'm a simp,
Bro.
and I wish people would stop calling me that, but because I'm open-minded enough to know that for a relationship to work, you have to let your partner explore other relationships. Because what is your relationship if you don't trust them enough to explore other people? And so that's why I let my wife sleep with other men. And if you have a problem with that, then maybe you need to check and have a look at yourself, because maybe you've got some sort of trust issues going on in your life.
Dude, that dude was like, that dude was coping so hard. What is wrong with you? Why would you ever put yourself through that? Why would you ever date somebody who's going to disrespect you in that way? I mean, I'm sorry. You shouldn't even be having sex at all before you're married. You shouldn't be having any sex before you're married. And this guy's actually letting his girlfriend have sex with other people. Break up with that girl. Get rid of her. She's not good for you. I mean, and the way that he's talking about it, he's like justifying it. Ronan, he's literally like, you could hear it in the tone. He's like fighting back tears. He like hates the fact that this is happening. I actually kind of feel sorry for the guy a little bit.
Well, the tweet said it might be a parody. The person who tweeted it said he hopes it's a parody. But we don't know. We don't. And that's why it's relevant.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I feel that we don't know what's parody anymore. You can't tell what is and isn't a joke. But like, I could almost see this being like an anti-joke comedian that's like just doing like a fake tone of voice with no punchline just to make people be like, wow, this is just straight pathetic. So pathetic that it's funny. And to be honest with you, I mean, in order to be a man, you cannot be pathetic like that. You cannot be pathetic like that. You men are not supposed to be weak. Men are supposed to be strong. They're supposed to know what's on their mind. They're supposed to know what they're getting after. And that's it. You know, you can't be, as they call in the video, a simp. You can't be a simp. No simping allowed. All right, what do we got next?
Next up.
Pagans have many varied beliefs. Now, I'm something of a pagan myself, and I can personally assure you that fae pronouns are not offensive to me. And if they're offensive to you, it doesn't really matter to me because they remain my pronouns. And now for the part of the program where I issue corrections. Because this is very interesting. I don't know why you chose faeself pronouns, or to use the word paganists when pagans would work just fine. I get the distinct feeling that you've never Googled this to confirm it, which is something that I highly, highly advise you do before you repeat stuff in the future. Have a great day.
What do you want me to say to that? Why did you pick that? What do you want me to say to that? I don't even know what to say. So I'm guessing like is fae, that's like a fairy, right? Or,
yeah, it's like a mythical fairy creature. Yeah,
a mythical fairy creature. So is he identifying as like a fairy creature? Is that what
I believe he is what he calls a pagan. He's calling himself a pagan, although he has some sort of like dog collar with a satanic star. So, and then he's saying that he's not offended by fae pronouns, but other people might be. So just be careful when using them. So I guess fae is like a fairy.
So we have Satanists going to war against fairies. Oh my gosh. I mean, I'm honestly confused, Ronan. Like I am so beyond confused. Right? I don't even like I'm short. I'm like literally short circuiting. And the guy's voice too. He's so fast face sexual. He's so fast. You can't fuss it. What the dude? Take off the choker. It's like making your face. I'm done. I give up. I got nothing, man. You got it.
We're going to the next one.
think women want to sleep around and not have any consequence for it.
Hell yeah, we do.
Yeah! Yeah, instead of, taking personal accountability and being on birth control, they just want to, like, do whatever they want.
You say this like it's a bad thing.
Yeah.
It almost sounds like you
The
said.
tone just
Can I
changed.
also ask, do you have any care to empower?
The way like all the women were like,
Yeah, you're saying it. Yes, sister, preach. Yes, queen, slay.
and then she's like, and then it's like, then they realize it's a bad thing, and all of a sudden, what? What? Yeah, that's freaking hilarious. Now, she's actually outlining like a really important sociological point. And it's actually like one of the main points of feminism and sexual liberation and all that is this idea that, women should have the right to sleep around. Women should have the right to do that. Why are men viewed as like players when they're sleeping around while women that sleep around are denigrated and treated like garbage? And this, it's honestly, it's really just a stupid question, Ronan. Why that is, because it's quite obvious. What men have to do to sleep with a woman, they work for it. Any woman can find a man that will sleep with them. They could find 100 men to sleep with them if they wanted to every single day for the rest of their life. So when they give up something about themselves, it lowers in a natural sense their sexual premium in the eyes of other men, in the eyes of other women, in the eyes of anybody along those lines. Now, the other thing that I thought was interesting was that they tried in birth control as well. So this is really interesting about birth control because it actually changes women's perception in the type of men that they like to date. So when somebody's on birth control, apparently it does something to the hormones, and the women on birth control, I forget where the study was, but there was a study on this, Ronan, we're going to put it up there for everybody to see, where it talked about how women prefer more feminine men or men with more feminine traits when they're on birth control, and women off of birth control prefer more masculine men. And then on top of that, I mean, birth control is just all around bad because a lot of women also that are on birth control use the bathroom, or the birth control pills will go in the toilet for whatever reason if they're being disposed of, anything along those lines. Those chemicals actually do get into the water. And that was like one of the famous like Alex Jones freakouts where he's like, I don't like them putting chemicals in the water that turn the friggin' frogs gay.
Turn the freaking frog gay. Cheers, crap.
Remember that whole thing? And
Turns out it was true.
It turned out that it was true. It's just like you hear this rant, and it's just like, and it turns out to be true that it was actually because of all the birth control being put into the water, because of all the chemicals being put into the water, it was actually changing the genders of the frogs and causing some sort of, ecosystem problem in there. It's actually like insane. So yeah, birth control is bad. And birth control is not even bad because of the natural effects that it has on you and your body. It's bad because you're telling God that you're not open to life. You're not open to life. You're not open to procreation. You don't want to bring life into the world. You're abusing what the Lord created sex for. You're abusing it.
Soiled it. Soiled it. Soiled it.
So don't do birth control. Get married and have tons of kids. And trust me, you will be fulfilled and you will be happy if you follow the tenets of Catholic marriage and Catholic family building. It's designed by God to work. Do it. What else do we got? How are my at the Babylon Bee writers supposed to compete with reality? Oh, this is going to be good. Transgender man gives birth to non-binary partner's baby with female sperm donor. Hold on.
This name keeps coming up over and over again. Every day, Pepe's mail's getting sent back to me. Pepe Sylvia, Pepe Sylvia.
Transgender man, which means it's a woman that became a man, right? Yeah. That's a woman that became a man, gives birth to non-binary partner. Is it a woman? It's neither a man or a woman, apparently, this is what they're trying to say, at least. Baby with a female sperm donor, which that means that the baby came from another person, the donation of another.
Well, I mean, you're supposed to sing as female sperm. You'd have to be man sperm, right?
Dude. Oh. What is wrong with these people? I can't keep up with this. It's like math, dude. It's like this is social calculus. It's social calculus. Like I could write like a million things on a chalkboard just to figure out what this says. It's completely insane. I can't do it, dude. Like transgender man gives birth to non-binary partner's baby with female sperm donor. Now think about that for a second. What does it say? It's anybody's guess. You can't even do the calculus to figure it out.
Those Babylon Bee writers are like their job security is just tanking right now.
It's like I mean, they're gonna go out of business with headlines like this.
Yeah,
they're gonna go out of business.
But what does this mean? A Therian is somebody who identifies as wholly or partially non-human, specifically as a non-human animal from this earth. Now, there are other forms of non-humans, and a person could identify as being non-human for a plethora of psychological or spiritual reasons. For me, I'm not sure which it is. I used to be certain that it was purely psychological due to neurodivergency. However, as I started to delve into my spirituality, I started to question if it was maybe a past life that affects my alter humanity. Either way, I feel a disconnect from other humans and to the part of my brain and soul that feels human. Instead, I feel like a dog or a wolf, which I know is extraordinarily common.
It's extraordinarily common to feel like a dog or a wolf.
I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
Yeah, I mean, this is another one of those things where it's just like, do you have any idea? This is what happens when you allow the mentally ill to have an equal platform to everybody else on a platform. And then you try to have them represented in civil society on a higher plane as a protected class. This is what you get. You get this bizarre hierarchy where people actually are taking this person seriously. There's actually people out there that are taking this person seriously. You know what? I identify as a non-human. I'm a, what is it, Therian? Is that what it was? A Therian? Can we put it up again? I want to see. I just want to make sure that I heard this correctly.
But what does this mean? A Therian is somebody who identifies as wholly or partially non-human, specific.
Okay, so it's a Therian. A Therian is a person that identifies as something non-human. Well, you know what I identify as? I identify as an ibuprofen because I definitely need one after watching that video. So I really don't know what else to wrote it. Like some of these videos that you're choosing for me, man. I just don't know.
Ready for that.
I don't know what to say. I just don't. I'm sorry. I can't identify as a wolf. It reminds me of that one video of that guy who says, I identify as a wolf.
On all levels except physical, I am a wolf.
All right, guys, thanks for joining us again on Red Top Report. As I've always said before, you need to give us your money now.
We've got to have money.
Be sure to remember to give us a subscribe on YouTube, a follow on Twitter, a follow on Instagram. We're trying to grow this platform as quickly as we possibly can, and we can't do that without your help. So it would be really great to see you guys do that. And with that said, God bless you guys. See you next time.